Hey, what's going on, guys? Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. Let's talk about my experience with the BeFree water filter from Katadyn. I took this out on my trip last weekend and I had less than ideal performance from it, basically comparing to when it was brand new. And so what we're going to try to accomplish today is, can I revive the filter? Can I show you the process and just do this together and a little bit of experiment to see, is the way that the BeFree is supposed to be backflushed and cleaned the proper way, and is it going to give me the right amount of water flow and flow rate from the filter that you would expect from this. Now, what makes the BeFree different than, say, the Sawyer Squeeze is the fact that all around the filter cartridge, it's open. So you have more water at one time penetrating through the hollow fiber filters than you get through an inline style filter from the Sawyer Squeeze or the HydroBlue VersaFlow filters that are an inline filter with an inlet and an outlet. Yes, this still does have an inlet and an outlet, but because of this open side of the cartridge, you definitely have more water going through at one time than you get with the inline filters. Don't quote me on that as like particular science, but that's my impression of the way that the filters function. I don't have a ton of experience using this filter. I've only been using it since February, so maybe 3 or 4 months, and it's been out on just a handful of trips. So it doesn't have a lot of use with it. Maybe 20 liters total of filtration through the filter, and I have tried to do all of the suggested long-term storage that Katadyn in the manual suggests of how you clean and store the filter, so you don't get mildew or mold growth on it, as well as being able to protect the hollow fiber membrane fibers from getting damaged or having issues. And what I ended up having experience-wise is not the fire hose that you get when you're filtering with this when it's fresh out of the package. This was incredibly difficult. I was using my Vecto 2 liter and I was squeezing this bag so much that my forearms were starting to hurt. And in the cleaning aspect of it, what I did is I took it into my stream and just rinsed the filter in this manner, like it says for you to do, hoping that that was going to help it. And it did not change the flow rate at all. What I did not do is I didn't bring the soft flask 1 liter pack that comes with this in the package. I just had this. Still, the experience could have been the same. I could have filled this with water, shook it up, just like you do with this, and then see what kind of performance there is from that. So what I want to do today is show you the filter, having got it a little bit wet beforehand, and then we're going to pour water into this so I can show you what the flow rate is like from one bottle into the other. And then let's see if we can get a better flow rate as we are going. So what we'll do is I'm going to take this bucket of water that is clean water, filtered water. I'm only going to fill this, I don't know, maybe halfway. I'm going to squeeze the water out, and then we're going to fill it again with water, and I'm going to shake it up and see if the flow rate changes. So this for flow rate is not ideal. Like, this is about what I get out of my Sawyer Mini or the Sawyer Micro. And initially, when you first get the BeFree, it is way more than this. That felt really slow. I'm gonna pour this into the flask, close that cap, and then we're gonna shake this like it says you're supposed to. See if things clean up and such on here. I'm just checking to see if there's any like sediment or stuff, because the water that we were filtering out of the lake that we were at was pretty interesting. It had a lot of like tannins and stuff in it, and it wasn't very clear water. So the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to do the integrity test on the filter. With the filter wet, you're supposed to be able to blow into the outlet of the filter and not have air penetrate through. Okay, I'm gonna say that that's good. The water in here is pretty grimy, so I'm gonna dump that back into this bowl. I don't know how well you can see that on this camera, but quite a bit of dirt and sediment and stuff came out of that. So that's good to see that we're getting a little bit cleaner. Let's fill this up. Like everything at this point is making sense for this filter to be working just fine. So I'd say that's a little bit better, but it's still not brand new status. So let's go ahead and let's do another vigorous rinse and see if we can get more nasties out of here. Let's go ahead and shake this up again. What's interesting about this filter is that shaking it like this seems to be the way to go, but they don't want you to run the filter underneath a sink. Let's dump this out. Fingers crossed that it is a lot better and that having done this in the field, it would have been a lot nicer. Okay, that is significantly better from the initial filter session. So I guess what I'm getting as a conclusion to all of this is I really should have spent more time focused on cleaning this in the field, and that for some reason this filter just feels a little bit more work to manage and take care of and keep it working the way that it's supposed to than say the Sawyer Squeeze or the Hydro Blue VersaFlow, and that's fine. Like, it's not a big deal, and making this video is making it seem like a bigger deal than it needs to be. But I think it's important to share that even out in the field, things don't always go awesome. Everything sounds good on that, like I'm not pushing air through, so the integrity of the filter seems to be there just fine. I think at this point what I need to do is, again, rinse it in bleach, let it sit in vinegar, and then I can go through the process of back flushing and cleaning it again. And that should bring the filter back to as close to brand new as possible, knowing that the fibers are all intact, they're happy, they're good to go, and that vinegar is gonna help break down those minerals and just rinse things really nice, and then using distilled water, and then following the long-term storage stuff that is recommended by Katadyn, and we'll go from there. I also want to thank CampSaver for sharing this filter with me. CampSaver is awesome. If you guys want to purchase from CampSaver, I've got a coupon code in the description where you can save percentage off of your order, your entire order. And again, thanks to CampSaver for hooking me up with this filter to be able to test and use and provide videos like this. It's a lot of fun. So thank you guys for watching today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. We will catch you on the next video. See you later.